I have come to realize over the past year that this party is too intellectually and morally corrupt to be reformed.
It was just 15 months ago that Maxime Bernier almost became the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. Now, if he has his way, he will essentially destroy it.
I decided that I will be best serve Canadians if we create a new party.
His announcement coming just as the Conservatives were set to kick off a major gathering in Halifax. And Bernier clearly has his former leadership rival in his crosshairs.
Instead of leading as a principled conservative and defending the interests of Canada and Canadians, Andrew Scheer is following the Trudeau Liberals.
And he's not the only one drawing links to the Liberals.
He has decided today to help Justin Trudeau.
Helping Trudeau how? Well, Scheer wouldn't quite come out and say it, but it would be by splitting the Conservative vote. To stop those voters from leaving, Scheer is depicting Bernier as a selfish quitter.
Maxime decided that he was going to go his own way and put his own personal ambitions first. So that's his choice. He'll have to live with that.
Are you ready to support our leader and this party to make sure that we form government in the next year?
Many Conservatives in Halifax are lining up to take shots at Bernier, though these are some of the party's most faithful.
He's been busy pouting for the last 15 months. He's now finally picked up his ball and bat and didn't like the way the game turned out, and he's left.
Conservatives need to be united to win, and I think they are united. I think one man's ego is not going to change that.
The man responsible for uniting the Conservative movement last time was quick to weigh in today, too. Stephen Harper tweeted, "It is clear that Max never accepted the result of the leadership vote and seeks only to divide Conservatives. His decision today allows the Conservative Party of Canada to move forward united behind our leader, Andrew Scheer." But those cries of unity don't acknowledge just how close Bernier came to leading this party, earning support from nearly half the members. Now that he's left, the most pressing question in all of Canadian politics is, who will follow?
Catherine Cullen joins us now from the Conservative Convention in Halifax. Okay, Catherine, how is all of this going over where you are?
Well, Rosie, I think it's important to consider that the reason that these 3,000 Conservative delegates came here was not necessarily for political drama. There's the people who came here to talk about policy resolutions, and obviously that's been massively overshadowed by Maxime Bernier. This is a lot of the party's most faithful, and a lot of people are making a really big show of support for Andrew Scheer. You know, we had Doug Ford, Ontario Premier, up on the stage earlier tonight, and he was talking about how important unity is to victory. Everybody's sticking together, and so I think we can expect that that is going to be a recurring theme over the course of the next couple of days, is the Conservative Party all staying on one page. Rosie?
Catherine Cullen in Halifax tonight. Thank you. It's probably worth remembering the most recent details of that Scheer-Bernier tension, and as usual these days, social media played a big part. Bernier tweeted up a storm earlier this month, warning against extreme multiculturalism and the cult of diversity, saying it could destroy what has made us such a great country. His leadership under open attack, Scheer tried to distance the Conservative Party from Bernier's views.
As I said, you know, he's an individual member of Parliament. He doesn't speak for the party. I think Canadians know where we stand for.
He doesn't speak for the party. He
speaks for himself.
It is my tweet, it is my position, and I believe in that.
Mr. Bernier, when you say that our immigration policy forcibly changes the cultural character and social fabric of Canada, what do you mean? Can you give me an example of how that's happening?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that the Trudeau government, they're focusing on diversity. And I'm not against that. But the goal must be unity in diversity. We, people who came here, they came here to share the Canadian values, the rule of law, equality between men and women, respect, tolerance. And so that's why I receive a lot of support.
So however you want to characterize that answer, lots of people will be asking another question tonight. What kind of support could Maxime Bernier actually count on? One measure might be how he fared in last year's leadership race.
Andrew Scheer.
While it is true Bernier lost, it was not by much. Andrew Scheer took just over 50% of the vote, Bernier just under. But support for each came from Conservatives in very different parts of the country.
So whereas Andrew Scheer won a lot of the rural parts and the western parts of Canada, Maxime Bernier did very well in Toronto, in Edmonton, Calgary, as well as in Montreal and Quebec City.
Unlike the Bloc Québécois in Quebec or the Reform Party in Western Canada, that urban support may be too spread out for Bernier to grow a successful political party. But winning seats might not matter.
It could be significantly damaging for the Conservatives, even if Maxime Bernier takes just 1 or 2 points away from the Conservatives, because the Conservatives need to have their entire coalition behind them in order to defeat the Liberals, because the New Democrats aren't looking very strong.
Then there's Bernier's ability to raise money, easily paying off his $250,000 of leadership debt and continuing to fundraise even after. Money that might go to his new party instead of the one he just left.